Welcome to another Tableau tutorial video. Thank you for subscribing and watching. This was sent in by a subscriber. They wanted to see how the first and the last functions work. And I'm actually going to combine those with the index function as well, because as you'll see, they're very similar. We call them helper functions because they're typically used in conjunction with other functions. All right, so I've already gone ahead and I've created three functions. I've created one called index, which is just the index function, one that has the last calc. It's just the last calc function. And we will look here. We've also got first calc. You'll see what that is. So it's just first. Okay. And so we're going to put the index under the measure values, and this is just going to give you the number from the top. Next, we're going to use the first function, first calc. This tells you, first row starts with 0. This tells you how many rows you are away from 0. Or if you're using the lookup or offset functions, you would use this number to get you back to row 0. And the opposite is true for last calc. This is how many rows until the last row. And as you can see here, last row is 0. We're going to look up, we want to look up the sum of sales, because you've got a lot of different measures here telling it which one to look up. You want to look up the sales, sum of sales. And you want to find the first row, or you could change this to be the last row. We'll bring that over. And now you see that this is the first row value all the way down. Where might you want to use this? If you had a line chart, this is the sum of sales by month. I'd like to have a reference line that starts at the first data point and goes all the way across so you can see how you're doing compared to some index value, the first value. You know, it's oftentimes they have 19 something something is the base year. Well, it does not give you that option to put in the first value. So what we do is we created this helper test. We're going to drop this on the rows, and then we're going to dual axis and synchronize. Well, not always, but often I synchronize whenever I do a dual axis. And now you can see that it starts at the first value and is held constant. The other nice thing about having this function in here this way is if you get rid of 2014, okay, it's 14,000, get rid of 2014. Now the value is changed to 18,000. You don't have to rewrite the formula. This formula, it's looking up the first, how many rows should I go from here? At this point, how many rows do I go back? Well, depending on what that first function is, it's going to say negative X number of rows. It's going to point you back to this value here. And so this is a way that we can get a constant value added to a line chart. Now, what if we wanted the last? Just change this to last. And now it is pulling off of the last data point in the series. Okay, go back. All right, the other thing that's interesting about this is look at this value here on this page, this worksheet. It's 80,000. When we come over to the line chart, it's 14,000. That's because this is starting in months, the month for 2014, and this table is starting with state. So you have different frames of reference, but that's okay because it's always going to pull the first or the last record the way we have it set up using the lookup function. The other thing here's one other way to use this function. Get rid of helper text. I've got something here running sum, and you can use this using table calculations, but this explains what the table calculation is doing, and you might find other uses for it. It says if the first record, if that first function equals 0, and we already see that means it's the first record, then we want to bring over the sum of sales. If it's not the first record, we want to add, this is another function, this previous value is another function, I'm not going to get into it. Previous value is actually, I talked about it on another video, I think, look it up. Previous value plus the sum of sales. This will give you a running value, a running total. So you can see here, it's giving me a running total, right? All the way to the bottom. And the sum of the sales equals the running total sum of sales. Great. What happens if you want to have a, not for region, but if you had, let me see here, we're going to bring year over here. Get rid of sum region. And we're going to bring order date. Let's see here. On the plus, that'll automatically pull up the next in the hierarchy. Oh dear. We'll get rid of quarter. All right, what if we want the running total for just that month? This is where it gets a little tricky. See running sum, coming down using compute using. Currently it's looking at the whole table. Change that to pane down. And now, let's turn first as well to pane down. Pane down versus table basically resets it. So now you're resetting that value, and so you know what the running sum is for each year. Like I said, you can do that using a table function, table calculation right here. Quick table calculation, running total. But you may have other needs or other reasons to reference it. Here's one last thing where people use it. Let's see, if you have an index, throw the index up here, and then you can say, set that to 10, and now it's only going to pull the top 10. That's another way to use it. I know there's other ways you can get the top 10. This is one more way. To be honest, I use index pretty frequently. I don't use first and last as often. Or if you have an application for it, please leave that in the comments. I would love to hear from you. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe and keep those ideas coming. Thanks and enjoy.